If I woke up as a flower, I would be a sunflower. To always follow the sun, turn my back to darkness, stand proud, tall, and straight, even with my head full of seeds. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's video. Our today's video is about how to decoupage on a metal surface. I have upcycled this old metal hanging planter box with this beautiful sunflower decoupage napkin. Let's see how I did it. So this is a metal hanging planter box which I have purchased 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago. That time it has bright yellow color which I changed now. Here you can see on some part it has got rust at the bottom. Also the color is also faded because of the sunlight. Even from inside you can see though I have kept a plastic bag to protect it, but still it has got a rust at the bottom. Now let's see how to upcycle this metal planter box. I have shifted the plant in another planter box and cleaned it. You can see how much rust it has got. So first we need to remove all this rust and we need to remove this paint. After that we apply a primer, a metal primer. See, this is easily available in any hardware shop. A base coat of a primer is important, guys, when your object will be in directly contact of moisture. See, earlier I have made decoupage on this type metal kettle. So that time I have used gesso as a primer. So for indoor items which we are going to use just for a decor purpose, you can use this gesso. But for this one, we need a proper metal primer. But before primer, we need to clean all this rust from this. So I'm going to try the sandpaper. Let's see how it works. And yes, this paint also I want to remove. Since I don't want to create any mess in my home, I'm purposefully shooting this video in my balcony. I'll rub it with the sandpaper. It looks quite difficult to remove this paint with the sandpaper. Let me try something else. Luckily, I found this old bottle of thinner. I'll try this now. See, even with this also, I'm able to remove only these white dots and not the yellow paint of the basket. So yes, I'm definitely need to use something else to remove this yellow paint. See, I was able to remove only the white dots with the thinner. Now for this paint, I got this paint remover from the nearby hardware shop, and how to use it, all the instructions are given on this bottle. Important thing, you must wear hand gloves because it has some strong chemicals. First we need to shake the bottle properly and we need to apply ample amount of this paint remover over the object. We'll wait for few minutes. After that the paint will get removed. It also has some strong smell, so it's better to sit outside while using this. Guys, if you don't want to remove the old paint of your object which you are going to upcycle, that is perfectly fine. Then you can skip this step and you can just apply the primer and go ahead. I had waited for 10 minutes as they have told, and now I'm able to remove this paint very easily. You can see. Now I'll apply it on the rest of the part and remove all the paint. So now this is how our planter box looks after removing all the paint. Still there is some rust, and from inside there is a major part of rust that we need to remove so that it will not get the rust easily again. This inner sides you can see the yellow paint I have not removed. It's quite difficult to reach there, and anyway I'm going to paint it again. Right now, it is important to remove this rust anyhow. I had this old spray WD-40 which works as a rust remover. So first I'll try this to remove this rust. This is also easily available in any hardware shop. If you don't want to use this or if you don't want to go to hardware shop, there are some other options at our home. You can use them. Something like lemon juice, tamarind, tomato juice, tomato sauce, anything which has citric acid. If you have citric acid, you can use it directly. Soda, baking soda. Now let's wait for some time. Now here, the red thing what all you can see is nothing but a tomato sauce. Yes, I just applied it and kept it for overnight. I used this rust remover spray also, but it didn't work well. Maybe because the rust was too stubborn and the spray was too old. Now I'll just rub it with a brush. See how easily I can remove the rust. So no need to go anywhere. See, it removes all the rust even from the bottom. Now an important thing to keep in mind here, to remove all the sauce with the tissue paper or a damp cloth only. Do not wash it under the running water. We don't want to keep excess water in our pot again. Otherwise it will get the rust very soon, very easily. So just clean it with the tissue and then a damp cloth and keep it drying in direct sunlight. Dry it completely. Now the next step is to apply this metal primer over this planter box. If your object doesn't have any rust or if you don't want to remove the paint, you can just skip these earlier steps and just apply the primer and go ahead. I have changed my brush now. It's very easy and convenient to use the bigger brush. Now our base coat of a primer is completely dry. I had kept it overnight for drying. Even from inside I have painted it with the primer. Now for decoupage we need even white surface. We can't just glue our decoupage napkin over this surface, otherwise it will be visible. This is the chalk paint I'm going to use. You can see this is a snow white shade of a chalk paint and I am going to apply all over this pot with the sponge. I'm avoiding using any brush to avoid any brush strokes, and also this sponge will give a rough texture which will help to hold the glue properly. Also this chalk paint is a matte finish paint itself, so it gives a nice texture to hold the glue properly. From inside I'm not going to put chalk paint, only on the top edge of the inner side I'll paint with the chalk paint. And we will probably need 2 to 3 coats of this chalk paint to get the even white surface. Now what about normal acrylic paints? Normal acrylic paints are comparatively thinner and glossy in finish, so it is quite difficult to apply them on such a smooth surface. You can try it and also you can watch it in the end of this video. Our first coat of chalk paint is dried after 15 to 20 minutes. Now I'm going to apply the second coat. You can see the difference with 2 coats and a single coat. And make sure your first coat is dried completely before you apply the second coat and let it dry naturally. Do not use any dryer, otherwise it will give cracks. And there are different brands of chalk paints available in market. Also online you can check. You'll also get smaller bottles of 50 to 60 ml. Now this is our planter box after 2 coats of chalk paint. You can see the even white surface. Now the next step. We'll use this Mod Podge to glue this. a decoupage napkin. This is 3-ply decoupage napkins, and from these two napkins I have chosen this one. It has bright sunflowers with some abstract pattern. So now first we need to cut this decoupage napkin as per our requirement. We need to check how much paper we need and from where to cut, how to cut. Now see here, the shape of this planter box is tapered this way and round this way. So it's a bit tricky to cut the paper. So what I'll do, I'll just stick it here, this part, and rest of the part I will cut into pieces and then I will glue it. I'll just make fold where I need to cut the paper, and after that I'll cut this paper with the wet brush technique. Just need a small round brush, wet it, and then cut this paper. This is the easiest and the simple method to cut the paper, just to avoid sharp edges, because this much paper is not needed. We need to glue some more paper on the side, so to make both the pattern, both the designs merge into each other, we need a blur edge. We don't need a sharp edge. That's why we are using this wet brush technique to cut the paper. Now after cutting this paper, do not forget to make the layers separate. This is a 3-ply decoupage napkin and we need the topmost layer of this napkin. And now with the help of this Mod Podge, we will glue this layer of the napkin on this pot. This Mod Podge works as a glue, as a sealer and as a finisher. I'll use this flat brush to apply the glue and I will start from the center so that the paper will not go tilted. There are some other brands of Mod Podge are also available in market and online. You can check them, but do not use Fevicol. If you want a quality work, I would suggest to use this Mod Podge only. I have applied this glue. Now keep this paper gently on this, and I'll use a plastic bag. Let me show you how. So I'll keep my hand inside the bag and I'll gently press it so that I'll remove the wrinkles. Now you can go toward both the sides. Be careful and do it very gently, otherwise your paper will get tear apart since it is very thin layer of the napkin. On the top, I will fold this edge of the paper and glue it inside. Also, we need to seal these edges with the same glue. This process is called as sealing, so that these edges will remain fixed on this surface and will not tear apart. After this, I'll keep it for drying for some time. Now we'll apply the glue here and we'll glue the paper on this side. First, I need to check how much paper we need and how much we need to cut. Now, with the help of these folds, I will mark where I need to cut the paper. If you haven't watched my first video of basic decoupage on a glass bottle, I would suggest you to watch it so that you'll get the idea of all these materials, how to use it and why we are using it. Also, there are some other videos for decoupage on different surfaces and sketching and paintings as well. And here in comment section you can tell me what other decoupage videos you would like to watch. Now see here, this extra paper I'll cut with the wet brush again. You don't need it. And now I'll seal these edges, top edges, I'll fold inside. Now here you can see the paper is going tilted. So I'll just cut it with the wet brush again, and again I will paste it next to it so that it will not leave any white edge at the bottom. Guys, if you are liking this video, please do like and comment and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel to watch some more creative stuff. See, now half of our work is done. We have glued the paper wherever we want, and now the next step is applying the same glue as a finisher. I'm going to apply the same Mod Podge with the flat brush. Now why this step is important, we need to remove if there is any air remains below the paper, okay, and we need to remove the creases also. Now while doing this you may feel that this is changing the color of the paper, or maybe it is giving more creases, but don't worry, once it is dry it will be fine. And one more important thing to remember before going for this step, that your paper is completely dried. That means you need to wait minimum half an hour after your earlier step, that is gluing your paper on the surface. Now applying finisher is done and my paper is completely dried. Now the next step is to apply the paint wherever we want. Here you can see I have applied chalk paint on the handles and on the inner edge of this pot. So why chalk paint as a base coat? Because I'm going to put acrylic paint on this. You can see this is the chrome yellow shade and it is perfectly matching with the sunflowers. Here you can see I have not applied any chalk paint or any base coat. I'm not going to paint that area. If you wish, you can paint that also. Let me show you why we need chalk paint as a base coat. What happens if I apply the acrylic paint directly on this surface where we have applied only the primer, and see the difference when I applied it on the chalk paint. And only this much part is visible once we plant any plant inside this. That's why I'm going to paint that much only. Guys, the best choice for this type of metal surface is oil paint. So if it is available easily for you from hardware shop, you can use that, or if it is available at your home. I'm just avoiding to go outside in this COVID situation. And remember, for oil paint you don't need any chalk paint as a base coat. You can apply it directly on this primed surface. And if you are using acrylic paint, then couple of coat is enough. For oil paint, I guess single coat is enough. You can check. Our paint is dried now. Now the last step is to apply the varnish to protect our surface. This is Asian Paints Clear Synthetic Varnish. Guys, in my earlier videos you must have seen this Asian Paints Aquadro varnish. This is water-based varnish which you can use for the items which we are putting indoor. But since I am going to hang this planter basket in my balcony, I need to use this one. This we can use for interior as well as exterior surfaces. See, this looks like this. I'll take it in container. To apply this, try to use any old brush which you are not using frequently, or else you can use sponge also. Because it's difficult to use, clean this brush. You can clean it with the thinner. You cannot clean it with the water. This type of thick varnish takes time to dry, at least 24 hours. And once you apply it, you need to keep it in such a place where there is no dust, otherwise it will attract the dust. Now once this surface is dried, I will apply the varnish on the paint as well and on the sides also. And you can apply 2 to 3 coats of this varnish. Just make sure the first coat is completely dried before you go for the next coat. Now this is the final look of our planter box. I have some more planter boxes. Hope I will upcycle them soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe. See you soon.